Hello, hi everyone. So let's start with a second day with a series of macro and VBA. Okay. Yesterday we have seen the fundamental of macro. So how to use the macro and what are the functions we can perform with the macro, right? We have seen that we have also assigned a button to any kind of a macro and how we have copied that particular code and assigned to the button, and that button is acting as some kind of a macro performance, right? And we have seen little bit of introduction of a, you can say, as a VBA, right? And inside the VBA we have seen that a visual basic editor, right? So now we will start with a today a fundamental of a VBA. Okay, how the particular VBA works, or how the different things, and what are the scenarios, and what are the concepts you have to learn in the VBA. Okay, that you have to remember. Okay, and that we're going to learn today. So starting with the fundamentals. Okay, first of all, in this series we're going to say what is meant by variables. Okay, what is meant by data type, and what is meant by constant. Okay, so starting with the variables, right? We all know that VBA stores a data in a memory. Okay, if I want to store some kind of data in a memory, so VBA store that data in a memory using a one concept which is called as a variable. Okay, so variable is kind of a name which is given by you to which you can assign a some piece of code, a piece of data. Okay, and that particular data will be stored in a computer's memory. So in order to give the reference and in order to show the name of that particular memory, okay, so that we can access that data, we can retrieve the data later, we use a concept of variable, right? So let's starting with the Excel. Okay, all of you just open your Excel sheet, select a blank workbook from here. Okay, great. Now see, just I have taught you that any kind of a memory which holds in a some kind of a piece of information. Now suppose I am just creating one variable. Okay, and you can name this particular variable as X. Okay, I'm just taking as a figure, and I'm storing in this X as a 10. It means that I've created one particular kind of a memory. Okay, inside that memory which is named as an X, this X stored as a value as a 10. Okay, this is called as a variable. So variable can have any data type, right? So and data type is a actually a type which is assigned to that particular variable. Which type of data we are assigned to that variable? Okay, that is called as an data type. Now if you see the concept of data type, like some of the concepts are, I'll discuss. One is called as an integer. Okay, if I want to assign any kind of an number, so that is an integer. Then I have float, which is for the floating point number. Okay, integers such as, you can think of it as an, like in this, like 10, 20, 30, 40, like the whole numbers, 58, 65. So these all called as a integer. Now float is means what? Float means the floating point value. It means decimal point, like 3.25 comma 23.636. Okay, like 89.635. This is called as a float. Next data type we have called as a string. Okay, the string means, string is a combination of characters, that is called as a string, and it must be written in a double quote. Okay, now if you'll see inside this double quote, I can write anything. Suppose I'm writing Hitesh, or I'm writing some Excel. Okay, anything, right? So whatever things which is written inside this double quote can consider as a string, right? VBA. So these all are string data type. Next data type we have, these three are the basic one. Okay, integer, float, string, these three are the basics one. Okay, next other data types, this called as a basic data types, and other data types called as a compound data types. Okay, which includes the concepts of array, and which also includes the concepts of, okay, built-in functions, okay, and site we have several data types. Okay, so these are the definitions of data types. Now suppose I want to store Excel by using the variable. So I'm creating, suppose as a name, I'm creating as a some kind of an variable, and in this I'm storing as an Excel. Okay, so this is all for just like a normal cases. Okay, this data type is used for the normal cases. Now if I'll talk about the concept with respect to, you can say, a VBA. Okay, actually in VBA we declare the variable, okay, using the some kind of a statement or some kind of a keywords values. Okay, and in VBA we use the statement called as a dim statement. Okay, we use the statement called as a dim statement in order to declare any variable and in order to declare all the variable declarations. Okay, any variable declaration start with a dim. Okay, dim statement in VBA represent to the dimensions. Okay, this you have to remember. Dim statement in a VBA represent for dimensions. Okay, and the name of the variable is a kind of a user defined, right? It depends upon you which kind of name you are assigning in order to store that particular value, a piece of code, a piece of data you want to store in that variable. Okay, so suppose I want to store as my name. Okay, so in VBA we use the, like in this way, say dim my name. Okay, as you have to use the keyword called as okay, and you want to store as a string, right? Because string data type I want to store, so you can store as a string. Okay, like in this way you declare as some kind of a variable. Okay, in this way you declare a variable. Can you see? Okay, and if you see, suppose that mostly the type of data means which is stored, like if you see, this is called as string data type. Okay, means I can store in this my name as in, if I want to store, so I can store it here as a Excel, like in this way, my name equal to, okay, and it should be in double quote in order to use the string. So my name, and inside this double quote I can use Excel, right? I can use Excel. So as you can see, I've stored this in a this Excel I have stored in a my name variable, right? So now let's see with the help of the VBA code editor how we can able to perform the things. Okay, now can you show this sheet 1 I am selecting? You can also select any sheet and go to view code, and this is your particular pop-up window. Can you see everyone right here? Right, now before using this particular VBA, okay, Visual Basic Editor in a full-fledged, let's understand some of the concepts of the variables in detail. Okay, because we have some certain rules in order to declare the variable names. Okay, in order to declare this particular variable names, although we can use it user defined, but it has some kind of limitations, or you can say it has some kind of an predefined rules which is given by the programming language. Okay, given by this VBA programming. And some of the rules which we can talk about is mostly like C. Okay, so let's talk about some rules. First of all, first rule is that they must contain, or they must begin with alphabet. Okay, they must begin with alphabet. Either you are starting with a capital or starting with a means a small. Okay, anything, it depends upon you. Okay, and this is the first criteria in order to use the variable. Second criteria is that particular variable, okay, only contain, that variable should contain, okay, the variable contain what? Only alphabets, okay, and numbers then underscore. Okay, so these are the things, okay, it should contain if I'm declaring any kind of a variable. Third is that there should be no spaces between the name of the variable. Okay, there should be no spaces, okay, while declaring the variable. Got it? There should be no spaces while declaring the variable. This is the third, you can say, rule. Fourth rule is what? That they must not be a reserved word. Okay, the variable should not be a reserved word. The reserved word, it means, you can say, keywords. Okay, means which is these words. Okay, keywords cannot be used as a keywords, or you can also say as a reserved words cannot be used as a variable. Okay, got it? And we are talking to keywords. Okay, keywords or reserved words are those words which is already predefined by the languages. Okay, this keywords is already predefined by the languages, just like dim is also a keyword, right? Then we have a string, then we have an int. So these are the some keywords which is already defined by the VBA programming language. Okay, and some of the keywords we're going to explore in later series. Okay, what are the keywords we have? So it just automatically, when we work with that, we automatically came to know, yeah, these are the reserved keywords and these are the normal variables we are declaring, right? Okay, these are the some 4 rules. Okay, you have to remember. Next is very important tip, that if you are writing any VBA code, okay, it should contain some functions and it should be some inside the macro. Okay, so we're going to start with the sub and end sub. Sub and end sub. Okay, got it. And this sub can have any name, like it can have test or it can have my function. Okay, any name, like suppose my name. Okay, so any VBA code can be written inside the sub and end sub. Got it? Whatever code you want to write, you can write here. Okay, that is called as the one of the very important part of the VBA. Okay. Although we will see how we can declare some of the statement, or how we can write some of the code inside or outside this sub also. Okay, and how it will going to be work, right? So these all things we're gonna see. Now what happens, sometimes recording a macro isn't enough always, right? But in most cases it will going to help. So for that concepts we use the VBA in order to necessary to know the VBA code of computer programming. If macro recorder you want to use, or if macro recording is not working, so you want to work with the code, so you can use the VBA code, right? It means that you have recorded some kind of a macro, but that macro is not able to perform that some certain task which you want to perform, so you want to that edit that macro. When you edit that macro, what happens, it will going to, right, it will going to show you the code. When you edit the macro, it will going to show you the code, what are the set of actions you have performed, and by using that code and by editing that code, okay, you can set your own functionality of the macros, right? Just like suppose you want to perform some insert type of things or insertion, okay, several other things you want to perform, so that all operations you can do. Got it? Now let's start with a concepts of VBA. Okay, we can go to the Visual Basic editor and we can go to Visual Basic. We're going to start with the code. Now let's press Alt plus F11. Okay, we are in our code sheet 1. Now here, just I have told you it should be sub test, right? And when the moment you click enter, it automatically will going to take as a end sub, right? Now suppose just I have shown to you, like you can use a dim statement in order to declare the variable, right? And you can use the normally also. So let's start with our code. Now suppose, let's understand one concept first. Just like say I'm writing here dim my name, okay, as a string, right? Can you see this particular suggestion when I'm writing this string, it shows this all the suggestions, right? So but we have the verb with a string. Okay, the moment I'll type here my name as string, can you see, right? Now what happens when you use this particular dim my name as a string, which I had just shown to earlier. Now let's use my name equal to Excel. So I'm using my name equal to Excel, right? This I have used. Now I want to print this particular message, right? I want to see the output of this. So in order to see the output, okay, either we see the output in the sheets or we see the output in the help of message box. Okay, anyone we can see the outputs, right? Either we can see in the you can say sheet, or we can see in the means in the console window. Now suppose I'm running this particular, in order to run this program you can use this particular run from here green button, or else you can go to run and you can run it from here by using the F5. If I run this, okay, and it's suggesting me that to record a macro name, right? Now suppose I am giving this sheet1.test. Can you see sheet1.test? It's taking is this particular name, macro name, whatever the things I have written after it sub is taking this one. It's sheet1.test. Now when I'll run this, okay, it means I have run this particular code, right? Now what happened, you're not going to see any kind of an output because you have declared the string and you have initialized it. But where you're going to show the output, right? You wanted to show the output in somewhere. So in order to show the output, we're going to use one function which is called as a message box. Okay, we're going to use the one function called as a message box. So this message box will going to give us the particular scenario in order to show the output. Now in order to show this output, we're going to write suppose the name of the person or the name of the software, okay, is, and you can close it particular double quote and put a comma, right? So in order to show the name, you have to use the ampersand operator to see the name of it, and you can use what name you have given, that is my name, right? Everyone got it till here? Okay, now you can close the bracket. Okay, oh, wait. Right, now see, whenever you encounter any kind of a mistake, any kind of an error, okay, and when you will try to, you can say, suppose jumping into next statement, okay, it will going to show you this compilation error. It means that some kind of an you can say mistake has been done in your programming language, in your coding language, right? So this is the simple programming we have done. Now let's run this particular code. And first of all, let's remove this error. Okay, and let's run this. What you can see here, can you see the name of this software is Excel? Can you see here the name of this software is Excel, means it has been shown in a message box, right? Can you see here? Right, you can do any kind of changes. I suppose you are writing the Excel, or else you can write as a PowerPoint, okay, and then you are changing the things, and again you are running it. Okay, run this. The name of this software is PowerPoint. Can you see, everyone? This is the basic simple programming or basic simple code in order to display in a VBA, right? You can give any name you want. Suppose you are giving as sub hello, okay, and inside this you are writing different thing, like directly you can write message box and is this hello world, which is the simple particular programming we do. Okay, hello world. This I have shown you with the help of the declaring a string and assigning a value to the string, like in this way, right, by using the variable concepts. So let's print this particular message. Can you see what is this? Hello world, right? Now see, when you're going to run this, the name of the software is PowerPoint. Okay, when your particular cursor, this mouse, is in the this above the line, okay, and you'll means running this particular above the line code, so it will going to run this one. The name of the software is PowerPoint. But when you keep a cursor below the line and when you're going to run it, so it will going to run this one, that is hello world. Why? Because it depend upon the click event of your mouse in a VBA, from in which context and which particular, you can say, a block you are keeping your mouse cursors, okay, and there you can write it, you can run this program. Okay, we're going to see the click events also, how the click events works in a Microsoft in this VBA. Okay, so it doesn't necessary that it should means it be one message box. You can write message box as Excel VBA here, right? Now let's run this one. Okay, now click on OK, Excel VBA, right? Can you see the more number of message box, the more number of things you can see. Hello world and Excel VBA here, right? Can you see? This is the simple program we have taken, right? Now we have seen the basic programming concept, how we can write our particular code. Now we will see the concepts of function. Okay, we'll see the concepts of function declaration, how the functions work, right? Now suppose, now concepts of functions I'm going to take. Let's zoom it out for you. Now first of all, function is what? Okay, function means, suppose you want to do or you want to perform some kind of a task, right, and that task is very complicated, okay, it contains many modules, and you are writing that all tasks inside the one function only. Suppose I want to perform some kind of an operations and I'm writing this is called as a function, okay, this is called as a function declaration. Now I want to perform some task and I'm writing that all code inside the one function, right? So it kind of be means sometimes that code can be a messy one, right? It looks a very messy, although it will going to run but not going to run that much efficiently, okay, when without using the function. But when we use the functions and when we call the function at the time of running, at that time that particular code, whatever things I have written, that will going to run very fast and very efficiently, and that way we can also understand that code, what things I have written. Okay, so most of the time or always time you don't have to declare a variable, right, before using it, like dim statement like this we have seen, because these are the some process I want to show you the process. So you don't have to means declare, then only it's going to run. Suppose now I'm going to show you here, sub without declaring, okay, without declaring, and just run this, okay, sub and without declaring. Now what happened, I'm getting any kind of a name, I'm assigning the value, okay, it is, or suppose we are learning the VB, okay, we are learning the VB. Now what happened, I want to print this message, right? So message box, and inside this I'm writing the message is and actually use the ampersand. Okay, if you are using with a any kind of an operation, and you can write a name, right? And now let's run this. When I'll run this, can you see the message is we are learning the VBA, right? So it's not necessary that you should use the dim statement always. You can use without a dim statement also. Okay, just for the, you can say, a basic concept, or for the fresher kind of a concept, I have shown that we can use the dimension or dim statement in order to declare any kind of a variable. Okay, that is considered to be as good practice for the new learners. Okay, but when we are working with a real world scenarios, there we mostly don't use this dim concept that much. Okay, in some few of the cases we're going to use it. Okay, now see, we have seen that without dim also we are assigning the value and we are assigning the piece of information, we are printing it, right? So however, a problem with doing is that sometimes what happen when you are working with a big code, okay, big automation task, when you misspell the name of any variable, okay, in a later statement, for example, if you refer to this particular statement name as a name, okay, now instead of name you are writing as a names. Okay, VBA, what we will assume, it will assume that names is a new variable because it's a case sensitive variable, is a case sensitive, it will going to differentiate between the upper and the lower letters. Okay, so the older variable which you have declared is still there but no longer being used. Okay, so this leads to an errors during the runtime and takes the same time to correct that particular code. Now suppose what I am writing here, I am writing name. Okay, we all are enjoying. We all are enjoying. I have written this name, and now try to print this. And now try to print this. Wait. Now try to print this. What you can see here? The message is we all are enjoying. Can you see? The message is we all are enjoying. Why it is? Okay, because it is although it is the this particular name is there in the code. Okay, it is there in the background, but it's not running. Because why? Now our particular this compiler who is running this compiling this program, it is just shifting this code this from this line to this one, this new one I have created, and it have overwritten this one, and that's why if I'm running this, that's why it's showing this messages we all are enjoying, right? Now if I'll do, let's comment this. Okay, now we're going to use the apostrophe in order to comment the any kind of an you can say code. Okay, we can use the apostrophe. Apostrophe is used to comment the any kind of a line. Comment is used to give the extra information what you have writing. Okay, what you are writing in order to give the extra information to the providers, to the coders and the developers or automators who is automating that particular sheet, automating that particular cell or any kind of an automation task is doing or developing task is doing. So in order to give them as a very basic details or very important minor details of a code, we use the comments. So in VBA we use the apostrophe to comment the line. Now let's run this. Okay, first of all we're going to comment first one and we're going to run. So we are getting this message is we all are enjoying. Now if I'll uncomment this and if I'll comment this one, okay, now see, it will going to show the message we are learning the VBA, right? We all are learning the VBA. Can you see? So it is always there in the code. Okay, it's just our particular when we, any compiler, okay, who is compiling this particular code, okay, that compiler will going to consider every new variable whatever we are declaring and whatever we are writing, okay, and it will going to override the older variable. Okay. Now see, I'm writing name 1 here, okay, and now I'm trying to print. It will going to give me this particular answer. We are learning the VBA. Can you see? We are learning the VBA. Now it's not going to give me this one, name 1, unless and until when I declare name 1 here, like in this way, right? See, we all are enjoying. So let's copy this and paste it here, and you can use this name 1 name, okay, and in this. See the message we all are enjoying and the message we are running the VBA. Can you see? Right everyone? So this is called as an implicit declaration of a function. This is called as an implicit function declaration. Okay, next we also have a called as an explicit function declaration. Okay, the things which we have seen is called as an implicit declaration. Now we will see explicit declaration. We have seen the implicit declaration, function declaration, how is done. Now next concept, explicit function declaration. Okay, now we have seen there's some kind of a problem, right? Problem of misnaming the variables. Okay, which can stipulate the VBA to generate the error message while at the time of compilation. So whenever it encounters an undefined variable, okay, we mostly give the below the statement in the declaration, okay, in the section of the modules only, and that explicit declaration is just the concept of open option explicit, which prevents the that kind of an you can say misnaming the variable names. Okay, I'm misnaming the implicit function declaration. Okay, now suppose I want to declare the variable before you want to use it. You want to declare the variable before you want to use it. So just now I have shown to you, right, this method. This method is called as an explicit one. Wait, let me show you. This is called something else. Now suppose I'm creating any kind of an module, and that module is said to be an anything. Okay, you can give any name to that particular module. Suppose I am writing as a temporary value, okay, and temporary value I am assigning as 5. Now message box, and inside the message box I am writing what I can write. I can write inside the message box I can write hello, hello, new value is till here, and you can use the end array val. Okay, now just run this. What is that? Hello, the new value is 5, right? And this we have already seen that how to declare this all the variables without using the dim keyword. Okay, that is called as an option explicit function or a explicit function declaration. Okay, now we will see the scope of a variable. Now how the scope of variable works. Okay, means a variable within a procedure. Okay, a variable within a procedure. This is called as a procedure. So variable within a procedure on a code that can is written. So this variable, this is called as a local variable. We mostly have two types of variable. One is called as a local and one is called as a global. Local variable is what? Okay, local variable means inside this procedure only. Okay, and global variable means outside the procedure. We also have one particular variable which is called as a module level variable. Okay, in VBA we mostly work with a module level variable. Now module level variable is what? It is something like, suppose it is declared, actually it is declared in the declaration section of the module only. Instead of within the procedure, okay, module level variables are available to all the procedure that we are defining within that module. Okay, suppose I'll show you the hierarchy how it's done. Okay, suppose shape. Now this is my module. You can consider this is my module. I'm going to show you in VBA also, but let's understand the concept. This is my module. Okay, this inside the module we have so many procedures. Okay, we have thousands of procedure. Inside this module we have thousands of procedure, and this procedure, okay, and these procedures are defined inside the one module. So if I am declaring any variable in this module, it means that that variable is accessible in all the procedures, right? Whatever the procedures I have, that module is accessible by all the procedures. Okay, suppose one procedure I am creating here, one procedure I am creating here, right? One procedure, then again I have created one procedure. You see, so suppose I have created three procedure, name as a procedure A, name as a procedure B, and name as a procedure C. These three procedures I am creating, right? And if I am declaring any kind of a variable here, suppose I am declaring value, okay, and I'm just declaring, I'm not initializing any kind of an, you can say, number to it, any kind of a piece of data to it. I'm just declaring that variable. And what happened when I declare the variable in this module? This is accessible by all the procedures. Okay, I can access here also. Okay, value equal to 5. I can access here also, and I can here access here also. Okay, so in this all procedure I can able to access my particular value, right? Now this is the scopes of variable, model level variable. Next we have a call as a global level variable, means global variable. And global variable, what happened, it is declared just as I said to you, okay, declared as a part of module only, but with the global statement, with a global keyword. Okay, whenever I want to create any kind of an, you can say, a global variable, we can use the global statement. Just like suppose I am creating any kind of a module here, name that module as some modules, okay, or global variable, okay. I'm creating one procedure, and inside this procedure I'm writing my one particular, you can say, one variable I'm declaring, but I have to use the keyword called as a global. So global example as a string. Okay, wait. Right, see here, like global example as a string. Oh, wait, I have one more, dim exm as a string, right? See, I've declared as a one particular variable. Now inside this variable I want to use inside this particular statement, this procedure, right? So in order to do that, what I'm going to use, I'm going to use the exm, right? Exm equal to Hitesh, suppose I'm declaring, and message box I'm printing as exm, right? And now let's run this. What you can see, Hitesh here, right? So this particular variable which I declare outside the procedure is considered as a global. Okay, earlier in VBA we used to use the global keyword in order to declare any kind of a variable, but now with the help of dim keyword also we can use it. Now what happened, a message box, now here I'm writing exm equal to hello there, hi, I'm VBA. Okay, message box, and I'm writing exm. Okay, now see, if I run this, Wait. Okay. This module has been get expired. Can't use run this one. Let's run this one. Now see, I haven't used. Okay, this is a different procedure, and this is a different procedure, so I can use to here only. Okay, this is possible, right? Because this has been gone to the different context, right? So this keywords mostly when you define these variables out of the different procedures. Okay, these procedures, so it will going to show you the errors, right? Even if you are using this procedure like this, see, only comments may appear after the end sub functions or end property, right? Only comments may appear. Now suppose let's come in this. Now after commenting, now try to run this module. Can you see hello new value is 5, hello there, I am VBA, right? Now it's printing the things. So these are the some concepts of variables. Now we have seen the different types of you can say data types. Like how many types of data types we have seen? Like integer, float, string, array, built-in, like this all the things. Now some data types like I'll going to discuss, like call as a boolean, which you already know, call as a true or false, or maybe the values call as a 1 or 0. Okay, then you also have some byte data type, then you also have currency in VBA. Okay, then date data type also you have, and single data type you have. Now you also have suppose double means taking the big value of the floats, that is called as a double. Okay, so these are the some data types, most commonly data types we used in VBA. Okay, so but most the popular ones are this one, integer, float, and string. Okay, now we have a one concept called as a constant. So we have a one concept called as a constant. Okay, now that particular constant concept is just like constant, you already know. Okay, that variable's value, okay, which is fixed at a time of execution of the macro. If I want to fix some kind of a value, so I have to declare that value as a constant. Okay, that is called as a constant. Suppose and constant is declared by using the const keyword. Okay, constant is declared by using the const keyword. Suppose you already know the value of pi. Okay, it is a constant, that is 3.14. But if I write this pi equal to 3.14, and when I write this particular pi, and after writing, and when I try to use with the help of message box, and when I write this pi, it will going to print me at 3.14. But when I'll write pi equal to 2.36, so it will going to show me the 2.36. Okay, let's go to our editor. Let's say I'm getting one procedure, that procedure name as a constants. Okay, so inside this procedure what I'm writing, just I have to write to you pi equal to 3.14, and I'm writing the message box. Okay, pi, writing the pi. Now when I'll run this, it will going to show me the 3.14 right here. But when I'll write, okay, I am writing the 3.14, and again I am writing pi equal to 256.36. Now what are you going to show me? Of course 256.36 as usual. Now what happened? I want to fix that value. I want to fix this value, constant keyword. Okay, constant. So I want to fix this pi. So I have to use the keyword called as a const. Okay, I have to use the keyword as a const. So all the keywords, can you see? It's highlighted in a blue. Right? You can see it's highlighted in a blue. Right? Can you see? Whenever you're using the any keyword, it's highlighted in a blue. So constant is a keyword. Now I have fixed this keyword 3.14. Now if I run this, it will going to show me the error. What error? The assignments to constant is not permitted, right? Assignment to constant is not permitted. What happened? It means that for that particular variable I have declared that value as a constant, and that should not be changed. Okay, that should not be get modified, right? So can you see, if I'll comment this, okay, when I'll run this, then you're going to see 3.14. It means that the pi has been fixed for this value only. That is called as a constant. Got it? That is called as a constant. Everyone, I guess now you all have been seen how this particular difference means. This is the some basics things you need to know in VBA code while starting with the VBA in a deep. These are the some basic things you need to know. Okay. So tomorrow we will see, we have seen that how we have got all our particular outputs in message box, right? With the help of message box. If any output I am getting in message box I am getting. But tomorrow we will see how we can get our message in this Excel cells, okay, in this Excel cells or in this Excel sheets. Okay. Can you see Excel sheets or Excel cells? Okay. And we will also explore how we can create our little programs like calculating the area or circumference of any circle, or different concepts we'll see, like decision making loops. Okay, so all the basic programming concepts we will see tomorrow. So for today, thank you so much guys joining this particular second series of the VBA, and hope you will going to learn the best. Now if you wanted to learn in detail, okay, I wanted to connect, means wanted to learn some more interesting courses, you can connect to the Coachx.Live. Definitely they will going to give you the best level trainings. Okay, so thank you so much everyone. Bye, see you tomorrow.